the necessity to always succeed, the fact that you're never allowed to fail. I mean, in England you can fail and be employed again. In America you can fail and not be employed for a very long time. So, you know, in a sense the performance can get lost there and you're simply a piece of merchandise to be marketed. So when you see some of the incredible performances that have come and still do come out of America, you realise just how talented they all are.
Where are you going to put this gold statue?
Well, I'll probably give it to my mother. She's had most of the other awards.
Miss Jackson, how did you hear the news of what had happened?
A friend in New York who was watching the awards on television rang my husband, who happened to be awake at 6:20, and he came pounding up the stairs and shook me into wakefulness and said, "Get on the phone, you've won," which was very nice.
Did the phone ever stop ringing all night?
It didn't from then on. We had another call from another friend in New York, and then Betty Davis rang, which was almost as good as getting the award. And then it became English, and the calls were all in London and around.
Why did Betty Davis want to ring you?
Well, I'd met her twice, once when I was in New York with a play in '66, and then I went over at the beginning of this year to pick up another award, which she, in fact, presented to me. And we chatted away like nine pins and got on quite well.
Do you think Oscar awards mattered more to her generation of Hollywood actresses than they do to yours?
Well, I always thought they did until I got this one, and I was so excited and surprised and pleased by it that I think there must be something eternal in winning an Oscar that hits every generation equally.
But do you think there is any real value in comparing one actress with another in this way and offering prizes of this kind?
None at all, in a sense of making anybody a better or worse actress, because I think best is a ridiculous thing for acting. You can never know. Some people have better parts than others. You know, some are more showy parts than others. But the fact that the award is voted to you by people who are actors themselves and who, one hopes, know how to differentiate between the part and the performance, there's something very warming about that.
Were you a bit contemptuous of the whole idea beforehand?
Certainly not contemptuous, no. I think we get so many kicks as actors, it's very pleasant to get a pat on the back.
Why do you think George C. Scott turned down his Oscar?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know the personal reasons, but having been in America briefly and seen the appalling pressures under which American actors have to work within both their theatre and film systems, which are pressures that we in England fortunately don't know, I can imagine that for someone like him, the idea of it being an award that Hollywood, that place, gives, could be, you know, upsetting to him.
What sort of pressures are you talking about?
Well, there are incredible pressures. I mean, the necessity to always succeed, the fact that you're never allowed to fail. I mean, in England you can fail and be employed again. In America you can fail and not be employed for a very long time. So, you know, in a sense the performance can get lost there and you're simply a piece of merchandise to be marketed. So when you see some of the incredible performances that have come and still do come out of America, you realise just how talented they all are.
Where are you going to put this gold statue?
Well, I'll probably give it to my mother. She's had most of the other awards.
What does she do with it?
Well, I expect she'll polish it lovingly. My second sister said this morning when she heard, I think she ought to give us the award because then we could put it in the garden. It's so much better than a gnome, which sums up their attitude.
Called a Hollywood Oscar. Is there any real value in that? Because Hollywood is a very pale imitation of what it once was.
Absolutely. I mean, I think there are very few films being made in Hollywood now. They're being made in other parts of the world. But I think there must be. Otherwise, why would we all get so excited about it, you know?
And you are excited?
Yes, I am.
Miss Jackson, thank you.
Thank you.